Want to speak real Arabic from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at ArabicPod101.com.
Hi everyone! Welcome to the Ultimate Arabic Pronunciation Guide. In this lesson, you'll learn the top 5 Arabic pronunciation mistakes to avoid. These are common mistakes that students of Arabic tend to make. So pay close attention and make sure that you don't make these same mistakes too. Are you ready? Then let's get started. Number 1. Can't pronounce rolled R's. The Arabic R is a challenging sound for most learners of Arabic. Don't be discouraged though, as it is a naturally difficult sound. Many Arab children have difficulty pronouncing this sound. With enough practice, however, you'll be able to overcome it. The only way to solve this problem is to keep listening to native Arabic speakers and practicing it yourself, or practicing with us. Listen to the following examples.
ورد رد
We'll teach you how to perfect this complex sound in Lesson 6. Number 2. Mispronouncing the L sound. The Arabic L sound is peculiar because it sounds somewhat like an English L, but not exactly. The problem arises when speakers begin substituting the English L for this sound, and when you do, native speakers will notice immediately that Arabic is not your native language. Listen to Perihan and pay attention to the way it's pronounced in the following words.
لون أهلا
Unlike the English L, the tongue is ever so slightly flatter and straighter in Arabic. Don't worry if you don't get it right away because we'll break down this sound in Lesson 5.
ع أ أ
Many learners tend to confuse these two sounds because both are throaty sounds that are uncommon in Western languages. The first sound sounds like a deep and turbulent sound that rumbles far in the throat. You'll have to retract the back part of your tongue into your mouth to cause constriction in your throat. This sound is arguably the trickiest sound in Arabic, but don't give up. You'll master it with practice. The second sound is actually deeper in the throat than the first, so deep in fact that it causes the vocal cords to stop momentarily, causing a buildup of pressure. It's the sound you make in between the and o in uh-oh. Listen to both of these sounds in a few examples.
عسل فأر عائلة
We'll teach you all you need to know about these two sounds in Lesson 7. There are many dialects in Arabic, so much so that it often feels like each dialect is like a language in its own. This can be daunting for new learners because there are just so many options that it's hard to decide which dialect to learn. This letter, for example, is pronounced like the J in jam in Standard Arabic, and in most dialects except for the Egyptian dialect. The Egyptian dialect, however, is one of the most widely understood dialects of Arabic because of the wide popularity of Egyptian media and movies. In Egyptian Arabic, this letter is pronounced like a regular English G, as in game. Let's listen to the difference one more time. In Standard,
جديد
and in Egyptian.
جديد
Of course, both pronunciations are correct. The key thing is to be consistent with your pronunciation. There are two tricky aspects about this letter. The first is that it's a unique sound that does not exist in many languages. Let's listen to how it's pronounced in the word time in Standard Arabic.
وقت وقت
The second aspect is that this letter is pronounced differently in different dialects. The previous pronunciation occurs in Standard Arabic and in the Arab countries of Northwest Africa, like Morocco, Algeria, Libya, and Tunisia. In Egyptian and Levantine dialects, this letter is a glottal stop, like the stopping sound in uh-oh. Compare the pronunciation of this letter first in Standard Arabic and then in Egyptian dialect.
وقت 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 وقت
Now you know the top 5 Arabic pronunciation mistakes to avoid. Try to be careful so that you don't make the same mistakes. In the next lesson, we'll start learning vowel sounds in Arabic. What's your biggest challenge with Arabic pronunciation? Is it one of these top 5 mistakes? Let us know in the comments. Stick with us and you'll overcome it quickly. See you in the next Ultimate Arabic Pronunciation Guide lesson.
Hi everybody, this is Nora from ArabicPod101.com and welcome to our new series, Ask an Arabic Teacher. In this series, I'm going to be answering some of your most common Arabic questions. The question for this lesson is, which dialect of Arabic should I learn or focus on? The variant of Arabic you should learn depends on your goals and what you want to achieve using your knowledge of Arabic. If you want to learn Arabic to become a professional translator, work in politics, read newspapers, or write reports for work, then you should definitely focus on Modern Standard Arabic. On the other hand, if you want to be able to communicate with Arabic-speaking people, you have to learn a popular dialect that's widely understood, like Egyptian Arabic or Levantine Arabic. As Nelson Mandela once said, if you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his language, that goes to his heart. And let's get the facts straight. Nobody speaks Modern Standard Arabic in their daily conversations, not one person in the whole entire world. To understand the difference in usage between Modern Standard Arabic and dialects, you need to know what Modern Standard Arabic and dialects mean to Arabic-speaking people. Babies learn the dialect of their country or region first to communicate with their parents. Then, when they go to school, they start learning how to read and write Modern Standard Arabic, because this is what they will use to read textbooks, take exams, read books and newspapers. They will learn it from kindergarten up to the end of high school. But depending on their major, they might take more Modern Standard Arabic courses throughout their college years. For example, if their major is translation or journalism, they will continue taking classes because that's what the news, the formal and legal papers is written in. Other than that, social media, speaking with professors, coworkers, teachers, friends, and family is all in dialect. That's why the average Arabic-speaking person might make a lot of mistakes when trying to use Modern Standard Arabic. Even Arabic speakers need a lot of proofreading when they're writing a very important document. What about choosing between dialects then? Variants of Arabic dialects sound pretty different from each other. They're almost like a different language. Choosing the dialect to study, of course, has to do with the region of the Arabic-speaking world you're interested in, but you should keep another factor in mind. Some dialects are easier to learn and pronounce depending on your native language. For instance, I noticed that Levantine dialects are easier to learn than Egyptian dialect if your native language is Japanese. That's because of similarities in rhythm and phonemes. So listening to different dialects is a good way to get a feel of how they sound before you make up your mind. Keep in mind, though, that the most widely understood Arabic dialects are Egyptian Arabic and Levantine Arabic because of how popular their media is in the Arabic-speaking countries. I hope you liked our lesson. If you have any more questions, please leave a comment below and I will see you in the next episode. Salam!
Want to speak real Arabic from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at ArabicPod101.com.
Hi everybody, I'm Priham from ArabicPod101.com. Do you know how to say bye in Arabic? In this lesson, you'll learn 3 parting expressions in Arabic. Let's start with the easiest one. مع السلامة. مع السلامة. It means goodbye in Arabic. It literally means may peace be with you. If you want to say bye at night, when speaking to a man, you can use this phrase. تصبح على خير. تصبح على خير. This means good night in Arabic. Note that this is the masculine form. If you are speaking to a woman and you want to say good night, here is the phrase for you. تصبحي على خير. تصبحي على خير. This is the feminine form of good night. Let's wrap up this lesson by recapping what you've learned. Listen to the phrases and repeat after me. Goodbye, or literally, may peace be with you. مع السلامة. مع السلامة. Good night in the masculine form. تصبح على خير. تصبح على خير. Good night in the feminine form. تصبحي على خير. تصبحي على خير. Well done! Here is a fun fact. In Arabic, there is another way of saying goodbye, especially if you know you're going to see the other person again. If this is the case, you would say أشوفك على خير. This phrase can be used both among friends and in more formal gathering. This phrase means I hope to see you well next time or until we meet again. You just learned how to say bye in 3 different ways in Arabic. And don't forget, you can learn Arabic twice as fast with your free PDF lessons. Just click on the link in the description to download them. See you soon. مع السلامة. If you want to say bye at night to a man, you can use this phrase. It literally means go in peace. I feel like I ate the literally.
It's fine, but like the go in peace sound is like
Go in peace. Well, it's kind of like go, like it's like may peace be with you. Ma
but
السلامة.
like when you do like go in peace.
Because like go in peace is just like روح بالسلامة, which basically means like get out of here. Yeah, روح بالسلامة. السكة اللي تودي ما ترجعش كده يعني. So Salaam alaikum is like may peace be upon you. مع السلامة is may peace be with you. I want to see it again. Yeah.
Sure. I was gonna suggest the same.
Okay. Arabic is so beautiful. See you soon. مع السلامة. See you soon. Dude.
Hi, welcome to Introduction to Arabic. My name is Alicia, and I'm joined by...
Hi everyone, I'm Yafa. In this series, you will learn everything you need to know to get started learning Arabic.
That's right, and we are here to help guide you on your journey. In this lesson, you'll learn the reasons why you should start learning a new language, why you should learn Arabic in particular, and how to get started. There are countless reasons, but perhaps the biggest one of all is that it could actually change your life. Learning a new language unlocks new pathways that are off limits to you now. There are certain things that you simply cannot do without having the technical or cultural skills that come from learning a new language.
Like working or living in another country.
Knowing another language provides you with greater job opportunities. You have the freedom to move to another country halfway around the world and be able to earn a living, or even better yet, build a career from it, instead of just being stuck in one place. Language allows you to visit or live in places that you may never even have considered going, simply because that wasn't a possibility for you. Knowing another language simply gives you more options to choose from.
And learning a new language also helps you to be more open-minded and see the world from a new perspective.
Language and culture go hand in hand. The world is a big place, and by broadening your understanding of other cultures, it allows you to be more empathetic and understanding of the many different ways that people live their lives. With language, you're able to see and experience more, which helps you to grow as a person.
Learning a new language also improves your memory.
Several studies have consistently shown that those who study another language have improved memory as opposed to those who didn't learn another language. Learning another language also keeps your brain healthy by significantly delaying the onset of Alzheimer's and dementia. This difference can be as much as 4 to 5 more years of quality life.
And those are just some of the reasons you should learn another language. The list just goes on and on.
Now you know the benefits of studying another language, but why should you learn Arabic in particular?
The Arab world is well known as a ceaseless supply of oil. It's rich in resources with enormous oil and natural gas reserves. In fact, 7 of the top 20 countries that produce the most oil come from Arab nations.
Not to mention that Arabic is spoken in more than 20 countries with roughly 300 million native speakers worldwide. This makes Arabic one of the most widely spoken languages in the world. Knowing Arabic opens up many business and career opportunities.
The region's instability has not affected its tourism industry, which is considered the fastest growing sector in the region, with Egypt, UAE, Lebanon, Saudi Arabia, and Jordan leading the way. Surely you have heard of the ancient pyramids of Giza or the Burj Khalifa. Well, these are both famous attractions in the Arab world, where Arabic is the official language.
The majority of the Arabian population can't speak English, so if you're planning on making a few friends in any Arab country, being able to speak Arabic is an absolute must.
Another sector that is growing steadily in the Arab world is telecommunications. Within less than a decade, many local companies have managed to successfully compete internationally as global players.
Islam is the most widespread religion in the Arab world, and it serves as a framework through which many Arabs see the world. Through your study of Arabic, you will pick up knowledge of Islamic traditions and beliefs that will introduce you to a new religion, or to gain insight into the second largest religion in the world.
So clearly, there are many reasons why you should learn Arabic.
Okay then, we've talked about the reasons you should learn Arabic, but how should they get started, Yafa?
Well, it's as simple as learning your first word in Arabic and building up from there.
The fact that will surprise you is that you already know some Arabic.
الكحول, ليمون, سكر.
Many English words have been acquired directly from Arabic, or else indirectly by passing from Arabic into other languages and then into English. So you must have said some Arabic words before.
Let's teach you something that is very useful. All Arabic vocabulary is made up of root consonants that you can easily memorize.
Can you explain this further, Yafa?
Sure, Alicia. For example, there are loads of words derived from the three letters kaf, ta, ba, which are equivalent to the English letters K, T, and B, and they are all connected in some way to writing. The verb kataba, which means he wrote, katibun, which means writer, kitabun, which means book, and so on.
To better understand this point, we'll compare it to English. In English, we have many words derived from the same three letters. For example, run, runner, and running are all derived from the three letters R, U, N, and the three words are related to each other. It's the same thing in Arabic. You see the similarity in all of those words, don't you? All of those words come from the same three letters, so even if you only memorize the three letters K, T, and B, you could in many cases take a really good guess at the meaning of a word, since you know it has something to do with books and writing.
Exactly. That makes things much easier to learn.
Well, you'll learn more about Arabic writing in episode 4, so stay tuned. Now, try saying your first word in Arabic. Listen and repeat after Yafa.
شكراً.
Now your turn.
شكراً.
Try it again.
شكراً.
Well done. You just learned how to say thank you in Arabic. We've covered a lot of things already, so why don't we wrap up the first lesson and recap on what we've learned. In this lesson, you learned the benefits of studying Arabic. The Arab world has a colorful history with many things for you to see and learn, and to say thank you in Arabic, it's
شكراً.
In the next lesson, we're going to demystify Arabic pronunciation by taking a look at the sounds of Arabic, so be sure to watch the next video. See you in the next lesson. Bye!
Bye.
Hi everybody, I am Perihan from ArabicPod101.com. Do you know how to say thank you in Arabic? In this lesson, you will learn 3 different ways to say thank you and how to respond. Let's start with the easiest one. Shukran. Shukran. It means thank you. It literally means obliged, or more specifically, to be obliged towards someone. If you want to be more formal, you can use the following phrase. Shukran jazilan. Shukran jazilan. It means thank you so much. The word jazilan means much or very. When you want to express gratitude in a more polite and direct manner, make sure to use جزيلاً. To sound like a pro, you can also add why you're thankful. For example, شكراً جزيلاً على مساعدتك. Thank you very much for your help. What if you want to appreciate something casually? Here is a way to say it. متشكرة. متشكرة. It means thanks, and it can be used by female speakers. If you are a male speaker, say متشكر. متشكر. Now you know 3 different ways to say thank you in Arabic. But how do you respond if someone thanks you? If someone thanks you in Arabic, simply say بكل سرور. It means with pleasure. Let's wrap up this lesson by recapping what we've learned. Listen to the expression and repeat after me. Thank you. شكراً. شكراً. The formal way to say thank you so much. شكراً جزيلاً. شكراً جزيلاً. To say thanks casually, متشكرة or متشكر. متشكرة. متشكر. And to respond, just say بكل سرور. بكل سرور. Well done! There's a special phrase that you can say thank you in a really friendly way. That is, الله يخليك. This is a nice way to thank someone as it means, may God protect you. You just learned 3 different ways to say thank you and how to respond in Arabic. And if you really want to become fluent and speak Arabic from the very first lesson, go to ArabicPod101.com. I'll see you next time. مع السلامة.
Want to speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description.
In this video, you will learn 20 of the most common words and phrases in Arabic. Hi everybody, my name is Nora. Welcome to the 800 Core Arabic Words and Phrases video series. This series will teach you the 800 most common words and phrases in Arabic. But there is a twist. With each new lesson in this series, we will include the previous lessons at the end. So after you've learned the new words and phrases, stick around and review what you learned in previous lessons. Reviewing is one of the most important parts of learning a language. You can also get the full list right now at ArabicPod101.com. Click the link in the description to access more example sentences, create your own flashcard deck, and finally master Arabic. Okay, let's get started. First is اليوم. Today. اليوم. اليوم. Today. واجب اليوم. Today's homework. واجب اليوم. أمس. Yesterday. أمس. أمس. Yesterday. صباح أمس. Yesterday morning. صباح أمس. غدا. Tomorrow. غدا. غدا. Tomorrow. أراك غدا. See you tomorrow. أراك غدا. أسبوع. week. أسبوع. أسبوع. week. هناك 7 أيام في الأسبوع. There are 7 days in a week. هناك 7 أيام في الأسبوع. سنة. year. سنة. سنة. year. سنة واحدة على التقويم. 1 calendar year. سنة واحدة على التقويم. ثانية second. ثانية ثانية second. ثانية واحدة 1 second. ثانية واحدة. دقيقة minute. دقيقة دقيقة minute. إنها الآن دقيقة واحدة قبل منتصف الليل. It is now 1 minute to midnight. إنها الآن دقيقة واحدة قبل منتصف الليل. ساعة hour. ساعة ساعة hour. ساعة واحدة 1 hour. ساعة واحدة. ساعة clock. ساعة ساعة clock. يضبط منبه الساعة Saturn alarm clock. يضبط منبه الساعة. الساعة o'clock. الساعة الساعة o'clock. فلنلتقي في المحطة عند الساعة 9. Let's meet at the station at 9 o'clock. فلنلتقي في المحطة عند الساعة 9. تقويم calendar. تقويم تقويم calendar. شهر تقويمي calendar month. شهر تقويمي. الاثنين Monday. الاثنين الاثنين Monday. أسبوع العملي يبدأ يوم الاثنين. The work week starts on Monday. أسبوع العملي يبدأ يوم الاثنين. الثلاثاء Tuesday. الثلاثاء الثلاثاء Tuesday. الثلاثاء الأسبوع القادم Tuesday next week. الثلاثاء الأسبوع القادم. الأربعاء Wednesday. الأربعاء الأربعاء Wednesday. غدا الأربعاء وبعد غد الخميس. Tomorrow is Wednesday and the day after tomorrow is Thursday. غدا الأربعاء وبعد غد الخميس. الخميس Thursday. الخميس الخميس Thursday. يوم الخميس on Thursday. يوم الخميس. الجمعة Friday. الجمعة الجمعة Friday. الحمد لله أن اليوم الجمعة. Thank God it's Friday. الحمد لله أن اليوم الجمعة. السبت Saturday. السبت السبت Saturday. ليس عندي أي مخططات ليوم السبت. No plans for Saturday. ليس عندي أي مخططات ليوم السبت. الأحد Sunday. الأحد الأحد Sunday. يوم الأحد عيد الأب. Sunday is Father's Day. يوم الأحد عيد الأب. يقوم do. يقوم يقوم do. يقوم بالواجب do homework. يقوم بالواجب. يذهب go. يذهب يذهب go. يذهب إلى الأمام مباشرة go straight ahead. يذهب إلى الأمام مباشرة. Well done! In this lesson, you've expanded your vocabulary and learned 20 new useful words. Click the link in the description and sign up for free at ArabicPod101.com to get access to the full list of vocabulary you need for daily conversations. You'll also get example sentences, custom flashcard decks, and more learning resources. See you next time. Salam!
Hi everyone, I'm Gabriella. How are your Arabic listening skills? In this video, you'll have a chance to test them out with a quiz. First, you'll see an image and hear a question. Next comes a short dialogue. Listen carefully and see if you can answer correctly. We'll show you the answer at the end. Are you ready?
المرأة تسأل موظف المتجر عن شيء في متجر الكتب. أي كتاب تريد المرأة أن ترى؟ عذراً، أود أن ألقي نظرة على الكتاب الذي فوق الرف.
أي كتاب فيهم؟
الذي يتكلم عن السيارات.
لحظة من فضلك، هذا هو؟
نعم، هذا هو.
تفضلي.
أي كتاب تريد المرأة أن ترى؟ المرأة تسأل موظف المتجر عن شيء في متجر الكتب. أي كتاب تريد المرأة أن ترى؟ عذراً، أود أن ألقي نظرة على الكتاب الذي فوق الرف.
أي كتاب فيهم؟
الذي يتكلم عن السيارات.
لحظة من فضلك، هذا هو؟
نعم، هذا هو.
تفضلي.
Did you get it right? I hope you learned something from this quiz. Let us know if you have any questions. See you next time.
Hi, welcome to Introduction to Arabic. My name is Alicia, and I'm joined by...
Hi everyone, I'm Yafa.
In this lesson, you'll learn the basics of Arabic grammar. Word order refers to the order in which words are structured to form a sentence in a given language. Consider the English sentence, I ate an apple. But first, let's remove the article an here for simplicity. So we're just left with, I ate apple. The basic word order for English is subject, verb, object, or SVO for short. If we break down the English sentence, I ate apple, we can see that the subject I is presented first, followed by the verb ate, and then finally, the object apple is positioned last. This is the basic word order for sentences in English.
Now, let's compare that same sentence, I ate an apple, in Arabic. أكلت أنا تفاحة. If we break down the Arabic sentence, we get the verb أكلت, which means ate, followed by the subject أنا, meaning I. And finally, we have the object تفاحة, meaning apple. Arabic is actually written in red from right to left. We will cover this aspect more in the next episode on writing. The word order for Arabic then is verb, subject, object, or VSO for short.
The same sentence in Arabic then is essentially ate I apple. Verb first, then subject and object last.
Okay, let's move on to the next section.
English is what is called a subject-prominent language. This simply means that the subject is slightly more important than other components in the sentence. It's the key piece of information other components in the sentence relate to. Who is doing the action is slightly more important than what is being done or which object it's been done to in English.
Arabic, on the other hand, is defined as a null subject language. That essentially means that the subject isn't valued as much in Arabic as it is in English. In fact, Arabic speakers would likely omit the subject from a sentence altogether wherever they can.
Such as when the subject was about you, the speaker, or if the subject has already been established and you're just continuing the conversation.
Let's take a look at this phenomenon on null subject in a bit more detail.
More often than not, if you wanted to say, I ate an apple in Arabic, you would not say,
أكلت أنا تفاحة.
Instead, you would more likely say, ate apple in Arabic,
أكلت تفاحة.
where you omit the subject I. Most Arabic sentences are constructed and spoken like this in real life.
أكلت تفاحة.
In most situations, such as a one-on-one conversation, it's clear that the person who's speaking is the subject. In cases where it's obvious who or what the subject is, it's almost guaranteed that the subject will be omitted, and so you're left with
أكلت تفاحة.
On the other hand, when it's unclear who or what the subject is, or if you wanted to place emphasis on the subject, like if you wanted to declare from a group of people that it was you who ate the apple, then you would include the subject.
أكلت أنا تفاحة.
But more often than not, most sentences spoken in daily Arabic conversation can be spoken without including the subject at all, particularly if that subject is you.
فتحت الصندوق. عدت إلى المنزل بالقطار.
Knowing this, we can easily express any simple action in Arabic using just the object and the verb. Try to create the sentence, I ate a hot dog, from this set of words.
أكلت hot dog.
Okay, got it? So we know the verb order of Arabic is VSO. The verb goes first, so let's put ate here. Next would come the subject, but as we learned earlier, we can afford to ignore the subject since the speaker is the same person taking action. Finally, we can add the object hot dog at the end there. And that's it.
أكلت hot dog.
You just learned how to say, I ate a hot dog in Arabic. Well done!
أكلت hot dog.
You can create any basic sentence like this in Arabic if you simply know the word for the verb and the object in Arabic. Let's wrap up this lesson by recapping what you've learned. In this lesson, you learned that Arabic sentences are formed using a verb, subject, object, or VSO word order. Most sentences spoken in Arabic will not actually contain a subject, especially if that subject is obvious, like when it's you, yourself, the speaker. And lastly, you can create basic sentences in Arabic by putting the verb first and the object last. We've covered only the very basics of Arabic grammar. If you're interested in learning more, check out our Arabic in 3 Minutes video series. In that course, we teach you useful phrases while covering the fundamentals of Arabic grammar, and each lesson is only 3 minutes long. In the next lesson, we'll introduce you to the basics of Arabic writing. See you in the next lesson. Bye!
Bye.
Hi everyone, my name is Perihan and this is Arabic Top Words. Today's topic is going to be about 10 ways to say hello. So let's get started. Sabah al-khair, good morning. The first way to say hello is Sabah al-khair. Sabah al-khair, good morning. So for example, if you go to school, if you're meeting your neighbor in the morning and just usual morning greeting, Sabah al-khair is the way to go. Sabah al-khair. Sabah means morning, khair means good. So it's a literal translation of Sabah al-khair. You can also use Sabah al-ful. Sabah al-ful. Ful is a jasmine flower. It's a full flower, which is basically white and it has a very intense, beautiful smell. It has a very nice smell. So you are wishing that person to have a beautiful day with a beautiful smell like the jasmine flower. And to answer Sabah al-khair, you should use Sabah al-nur as a good reply to Sabah al-khair. So for example, if one person, if your neighbor says Sabah al-khair, you should say صباح النور. صباح النور. Nur means light. It means the beautiful light, sunshine light. So basically you're wishing them to enjoy the beautiful sunny day and so on. So they say صباح الخير. You can say صباح النور, صباح الفل, and so on. You have so many varieties to choose from. أهلا, hello. The next word is أهلا, أهلا, hello. Sometimes you would hear أهلا وسهلا, أهلا وسهلا. It also means hello. أهلا is used when you're meeting someone for the first time. Maybe in a business meeting, you would want to shake hands and say أهلا وسهلا, أهلا وسهلا. Maybe the other person would say تشرفنا, اتشرفنا. It's an honor. And usually it's kind of formal. It's a very formal greeting. So don't be afraid to use it in your business meeting or with your employer in the morning, your work colleague. أهلا وسهلا or just أهلا would be very appropriate as a formal greeting. ما شفتكش بقالي كتير. Long time no see. The next one is ما شفتكش بقالي كتير. ما شفتكش بقالي كتير. Long time no see. ما شفتكش means I haven't seen you. بقالي كتير means in a long time. So the literal translation would be I haven't seen you in a long time. This is if you want to talk to your male friend. So you would say ما شفتكش بقالي كتير. If you are talking to a female, you would say ما شفتكيش بقالي كتير. ما شفتكيش بقالي كتير. And usually it's followed by أخبارك إيه. أخبارك إيه. How have you been? So أخبارك إيه is kind of formal way to say it has been so long. How are you now? What's the news? And so on. So usually you would find them together in one sentence. ما شفتكش بقالي كتير. أخبارك إيه. إزيك. How are you? The next one is إزيك. إزيك. إزيك for a male and إزيك for a female. It means how are you? And that's very informal. So in the morning you can say to your neighbor or your friend صباح الخير إزيك. صباح الخير إزيك. Hello, good morning, how are you? So you can use this with anyone. You can use it with your colleague as well. You can use it in the street. إزيك. إزيك for female. Don't be afraid to use it anywhere you want, anytime. عامل إيه? How is it going? Usually once you say إزيك, you should follow it up by عامل إيه. عامل إيه for a male and عاملة إيه for a female. It means how is it going. عامل إيه. How is it going. So you'd say إزيك, how are you? How is it going. عامل إيه. Or إزيك, how are you for a female. عاملة إيه. How are you? How is it going? Maybe you'll follow it up by إيه أخبارك. إيه أخبارك. Which is kind of similar to أخبارك إيه. أخبارك إيه. But it's kind of the informal way to say how have you been. So you would say إزيك. عامل إيه. إيه أخبارك. If you want to talk to a friend. إزيك عامل إيه. إيه أخبارك. You can say it all in one sentence and it will be just fine. إيه أخبارك is basically the reverse version of أخبارك إيه. But it's kind of a little informal, so you can use it with a friend, you can use it with your family and so on. إزيك عامل إيه. إيه أخبارك. كله تمام. كله تمام. It means is everything good. And in answer to that, the other person would tell you ماشي الحال. ماشي الحال. It's going okay. كله تمام. كله تمام. All is good. أبدا ما فيش. Nothing is new. Like أبدا means never. Like literally it means never. ما فيش means nothing. So it basically means nothing is going on. Everything is okay. So ما فيش. كله ماشي. ماشي الحال. كله تمام. كله تمام. So these are all words, phrases you can use in answer to إيه أخبارك. عامل إيه. Hi. Hi. The next one is probably really popular among the young people. Hi. Hi. Which in English is hi. So in the college, in the university, in school, like you'll find like young people always saying hi. إزيك. Hi. إزيك. Like hi, how are you? Usually parents or like older generation would not really use hi. So if you want to be more friendly with your Egyptian friends who are like in their 20s or maybe even 30s, don't be afraid to use this English word hi to say hello. So for example, you can also say hi يا شباب, hi يا جماعة. شباب means young, like young people. جماعة means group. Basically it means hi guys, hi guys. So hi شباب, hi يا جماعة, عاملين إيه? How are you? Like as in plural. So don't be afraid to also use hi يا شباب, hi يا جماعة, if you are addressing your greetings to a large, like to a group or more than one person. مع السلامة, goodbye. مع السلامة, goodbye. مع means to be with, and salama means peace. So literally it means peace be with you. Some people also like saying أشوفك على خير. أشوفك على خير. أشوف means to see, and خير means well or good. So they are wishing to see you in a good or well condition the next time they see you. You can use this usually if you expect that you will not meet this person maybe in a long time, or like you will not be able to contact them tomorrow or see them tomorrow. أشوفك على خير means until next time, I wish to see you well. مع السلامة is just very informal and very regular. You can use it every day, مع السلامة, and you would be expecting to see that person again tomorrow, so don't be afraid to use it every day. But maybe you will want to use goodbye, أشوفك على خير, as in goodbye, with someone you know that you're not gonna see very, very soon. مساء الخير, good evening. The next one is مساء الخير, مساء الخير, which means good evening, and it also means good afternoon. So in English you have good morning in Arabic, which is صباح الخير, and then you have good afternoon and you have good evening. But in Arabic we only have مساء الخير for both good afternoon and good evening. So don't be afraid. No, not don't be afraid. Like, why is everyone so scared in this video? So please use, if it's 2 p.m. or if it's 3 p.m., please use مساء الخير, مساء الخير, to refer to good afternoon. You can also use it in the evening, like at 7 p.m. You can say مساء الخير, which will be meaning good evening. Another way of greeting, not really hello, is تصبح على خير, تصبح على خير, which means good night. So تصبح means to be awake, to wake up. على خير means like well, to be well or to be good. So you wish, instead in good night in English would mean I wish you to wake up in a well condition in Arabic. تصبح على خير. Not really a way to say hello, but it's a very important greeting you should know. فرصة سعيدة, it's nice to meet you. فرصة سعيدة, فرصة سعيدة, it's nice to meet you. So you would say, if you're meeting someone for the first time, أهلا وسهلا, and then you shake hands and you say, my name is, and then you get the other person's name, and then you say, فرصة سعيدة, it's nice to meet you, it's my pleasure to meet you. And the other person will probably say, إحنا أسعد, إحنا أسعد, the pleasure is ours, the pleasure is mine. Usually you can also use it if you are about to leave a business meeting or a very formal situation where you do not expect to be meeting these people again, like you're not gonna talk with that person again. So you would say فرصة سعيدة, and you would go, and it's a very formal way to end the conversation with someone you don't know or on a business level. فرصة سعيدة, فرصة سعيدة. Hello, hello. So if you're gonna pick up the phone in the Arab world or in Egypt, you will want to use the word hello, hello. And then maybe you can say hello, صباح الخير, hello, مساء الخير, hello, أهلا وسهلا, and so on. But don't forget to say hello, just like any European country, when you pick up the phone. And the other person will probably say hello, أهلا وسهلا, and so on. So this is one more way to say hello if you're on the phone. Hello. That's it for today. Why don't you tell us below about your favorite way of saying hello? Also, don't forget to subscribe, like, and visit our website, arabicpod101.com. مع السلامة.
In this video, you will learn 20 of the most common words and phrases in Arabic. Hi everybody, my name is Nora. Welcome to the 800 Core Arabic Words and Phrases video series. This series will teach you the 800 most common words and phrases in Arabic. But there is a twist. With each new lesson in the series, we will include the previous lessons at the end. So after you've learned the new words and phrases, stick around and review what you learned in previous lessons. Reviewing is one of the most important parts of learning a language. You can also get the full list right now at ArabicPod101.com. Click the link in the description to access more example sentences, create your own flashcard deck, and finally, master Arabic. Okay, let's get started. First is مطعم, restaurant. مطعم, مطعم, restaurant. النساء يأكلن في المطعم. The women are eating out at a restaurant. النساء يأكلن في المطعم. حلواني, pastry shop. حلواني, حلواني, pastry shop. أين أقرب حلواني? Where is the closest pastry shop? أين أقرب حلواني؟ مقهى, coffee shop. مقهى, مقهى, coffee shop. الأصدقاء يلهون في المقهى. The friends are hanging out at the coffee shop. الأصدقاء يلهون في المقهى. bar, 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 bar. هناك بار جديد في المنطقة. There is a new bar in the area. هناك بار جديد في المنطقة. أثاث, furniture. أثاث, أثاث, furniture. كان علينا أن نبدل كل الأثاث بعد الحريق. We had to replace all of our furniture after the fire. كان علينا أن نبدل كل الأثاث بعد الحريق. عشب, grass. عشب, عشب, grass. الثعالب تلعب في العشب. The foxes are playing in the grass. الثعالب تلعب في العشب. تربة, soil. تربة, تربة, soil. تشققت التربة بسبب الجفاف. The soil cracked due to the drought. تشققت التربة بسبب الجفاف. طين, dirt. طين, طين, dirt. الفيل الصغير يلعب بالطين في حديقة الحيوان. The baby elephant is playing with dirt in a zoo. الفيل الصغير يلعب بالطين في حديقة الحيوان. صخرة, rock. صخرة, صخرة, rock. السلطعون يمشي على الصخرة. The crab is walking on a rock. السلطعون يمشي على الصخرة. شجرة, tree. شجرة, شجرة, tree. نحن نزرع شجرة برتقال. We are planting an orange tree. نحن نزرع شجرة برتقال. الطاوية, Taoism. الطاوية, الطاوية, Taoism. الطاوية تعرف أيضاً باسم الداوية. Taoism is also known as Taoism. الطاوية تعرف أيضاً باسم الداوية. الإنجيل, Bible. الإنجيل, الإنجيل, Bible. الإنجيل هو الكتاب الأكثر مبيعاً في تاريخ الحضارة. The Bible is the best-selling book in the history of civilization. الإنجيل هو الكتاب الأكثر مبيعاً في تاريخ الحضارة. القرآن Quran القرآن القرآن Quran القرآن هو الكتاب المقدس للدين الإسلامي. The Quran is the holy book of the Muslim religion. القرآن هو الكتاب المقدس للدين الإسلامي. قسيس priest قسيس قسيس priest أخذ نصيحة من القسيس. He got advice from a priest. أخذ نصيحة من القسيس. اليهودية Judaism اليهودية اليهودية Judaism اليهودية تمارس لأكثر من 3000 سنة. Judaism has been practiced for over 3,000 years. اليهودية تمارس لأكثر من 3000 سنة. 1000 1000 1000 1000 أنشئت هذه الكنيسة منذ 1000 عام. This church was built 1,000 years ago. أنشئت هذه الكنيسة منذ 1000 عام. 2000 2000 2000 2000 2000 ثمنه $2,000. It costs $2,000. ثمنه $1,000. 8000 8000 8000 8000 8000 يعيش 8000 شخص في تلك القرية. 8,000 people live in that village. يعيش 8000 شخص في تلك القرية. 10,000 10,000 10,000 10,000 10,000 تم إرسال 10,000 جندي إلى موقع المعركة. 10,000 soldiers were dispatched to the site of the battle. تم إرسال 10,000 جندي إلى موقع المعركة. 4,000 4,000 4,000 4,000 4,000 تبلغ مساحة الملعب 4,000 متر مربع. The stadium is 4,000 square meters. تبلغ مساحة الملعب 4,000 متر مربع. Well done! In this lesson, you expanded your vocabulary and learned 20 new useful words. Click the link in the description to sign up for free at ArabicPod101.com to get access to the full list of vocabulary you need for daily life conversations. You'll also get example sentences, custom flashcard decks, and more learning resources. See you next time. Salam!
أهلاً بكم، أنا كارول. Welcome to ArabicPod101.com's Abjadiyya Made Easy, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn the Arabic alphabet, the Abjadiyya. In the previous lesson, we introduced some more letters that look alike. We've already learned several, but do you remember how to read and write them? Taking the time to review the lessons will be the key to learning how to write in Arabic. In this lesson, we learned two letters that look alike and also kind of look like the two letters in the previous lesson. Then we'll learn a few more words for you to add to your notebook. Ready to learn? Then let's go. Our first letter is Ra. Its closest English counterpart is the letter R, but it's a different sound that must be learned. Ra. It's not too hard to pronounce though, right? Note how it looks like the dal, but dips beneath the line. Make sure not to confuse them. Here's the isolated form. Ra. Now let's take a look at the other forms. Just like the alif, dal, and zal, the letters in this lesson connect differently. The isolated one is like the initial form, and the medial version is like the final one. Now we'll write it. Ra. The second letter we learn in this lesson looks pretty familiar. Zain. As you can see, it looks similar to the Ra, but with a dot on top. In terms of pronunciation, you say it just like the English Z, as in zebra, or Al Jazeera. Practice saying Al Jazeera if you want to practice both the sounds Ra and Zain at the same time. It's the perfect word for it. Al Jazeera. Here's how to write the isolated version. Zain. Start from the top, dip it below the line, then put a dot on top. Done. Now let's take a look at the other forms of Zain. You can probably guess that the isolated version is like the initial, and the medial is like the final. Now let's write it. Zain. And that's all. Wow, great job today. We'll continue learning more letters in the next lesson, but for now, let's practice using these letters in some new words. First up is the word that uses two of our new letters. Try reading it out loud. It should be easy. It's pronounced jazar and means carrot. The jim is connected to the zain, but the ra and the zain aren't connected to each other because they are in medial and final positions. Now let's try writing it. Jazar. Now let's try to write another word. It's rad, meaning reply, like when you're replying to an email or message or someone talking. This verb uses only two letters, and both are written like isolated letters. Let's write it. Rad. The last word we have in this lesson is the verb zara, which means visited. Note how all the three letters in this word connect differently, and so they are all isolated. Let's write it together. Zara. Now it's time for Carol's tips. Grouping letters into those with similar characteristics makes memorizing them much easier. Just make sure you don't confuse them. Some letters look very much alike, the only difference is dots and their position. By reading more, you'll get used to the difference between the letters and their pronunciation. Good luck! In the next lesson, we'll be doing a review of the letters we've learned so far. And we'll also give some detailed explanations about the little things we didn't cover in the past lessons, for the sake of focusing on writing and pronunciation. Let's get more in-depth in the next lesson. Salam! مرحبا أنا كارول. Hi everybody, I'm Carol. Welcome to ArabicPod101.com's العربية في 3 دقائق. The fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Arabic. In the last lesson, we learned how to count in Arabic. I hope you spent some time practicing the numbers because they will come in handy in this lesson. We're going to learn how to go shopping in Arabic-speaking countries. Before we go, you need to know how to say, how much is this? بكم هذا? بكم هذا? Are you ready to go shopping? Let's go. You see something you like and you want to ask the shopkeeper how much it costs. The first thing to say is, عفواً. Do you remember what that means? Excuse me. عفواً بكم هذا? عفواً بكم هذا? Another way of asking how much is this is to say, what is the price of this? Or, كم ثمن هذا? Next, if we are specifying what the object is, we need to know if the object is feminine or masculine. If it is masculine, keep هذا when referring to it. And if it is feminine, use هذه. Then, if you would like to specify the name of the object, you first say el, which is like the, and then say the noun. For example, pen is masculine. قلم. عفواً, كم ثمن هذا القلم? Excuse me, what is the price of this pen? عفواً, كم ثمن هذا القلم? And محفظة is a feminine noun that means wallet. عفواً, كم ثمن هذه المحفظة? Excuse me, how much is this wallet? عفواً, كم ثمن هذه المحفظة? At this point, the shopkeeper can answer by saying just the price, or ثمنه plus the price for a masculine noun, and ثمنها plus the price for a feminine noun. For example, 20 lira, 20 liras, or ثمنه 20 lira, its price is 20 liras. Now it's time for Carol's tips. After asking for the price, we can ask for the number of items we want, and combine the words we learned before to make a good sentence. اثنان من فضلك, 2 please. At this point, can you change the numbers according to the gender of the noun that follows in Arabic? We are going to learn how to do this and much more in the next lesson. I'll be waiting for you in the next العربية في 3 دقائق lesson. إلى اللقاء قريباً.
In this video, you will learn 20 of the most common words and phrases in Arabic. Hi everybody, my name is Nora. Welcome to the 800 Core Arabic Words and Phrases video series. This series will teach you the 800 most common words and phrases in Arabic. But there is a twist. With each new lesson in this series, we will include the previous lessons at the end. So after you've learned the new words and phrases, stick around and review what you learned in previous lessons. Reviewing is one of the most important parts of learning a language. You can also get the full list right now at ArabicPod101.com. Click the link in the description to access more example sentences, create your own flashcard deck, and finally, master Arabic. Okay, let's get started. First is يرمي, take out. يرمي, يرمي, take out. هل يمكنك أن ترمي القمامة لو سمحت؟ Can you take out the trash, please? هل يمكنك أن ترمي القمامة لو سمحت؟ نادل, waiter. نادل, نادل, waiter. النادل يوصل خدمة الغرف. The waiter is delivering room service. النادل يوصل خدمة الغرف. نشرة جوية, weather report. نشرة جوية, نشرة جوية, weather report. تأكد من النشرة الجوية قبل أن تبحر. Check the weather report before going sailing. تأكد من النشرة الجوية قبل أن تبحر. مئوي, Celsius. مئوي, مئوي, Celsius. درجة الحرارة اليوم 30 درجة مئوية. Today's temperature is 30 degrees Celsius. درجة الحرارة اليوم 30 درجة مئوية. برنامج تلفزيوني TV show. برنامج تلفزيوني. برنامج تلفزيوني TV show. دائما ما أشاهد هذا البرنامج التلفزيوني. I always watch this TV show. دائما ما أشاهد هذا البرنامج التلفزيوني. الركض jogging. الركض jogging. الركض ممتع. Jogging is fun. الركض ممتع. وجبات سريعة fast food. وجبات سريعة. وجبات سريعة fast food. البرجر والبطاطس المقلية تعتبر وجبات سريعة. Burgers and fries are considered fast food. البرجر والبطاطس المقلية تعتبر وجبات سريعة. الحديقة park. الحديقة الحديقة park. تمشيت في الحديقة مع صديقتي. I took a stroll in the park with my girlfriend. تمشيت في الحديقة مع صديقتي. إشارة مرور traffic light. إشارة مرور. إشارة مرور traffic light. لسلامتك تحقق من إشارة المرور. For your safety, check the traffic lights. لسلامتك تحقق من إشارة المرور. علامة sign. علامة علامة sign. توقف عندما ترى علامات التوقف. Stop when you see the stop sign. توقف عندما ترى علامة التوقف. مترو الأنفاق subway. مترو الأنفاق. مترو الأنفاق subway. أذهب إلى المكتب بمترو الأنفاق. I take the subway to the office. أذهب إلى المكتب بمترو الأنفاق. محطة القطار train station. محطة القطار. محطة القطار train station. لو سمحت، أين محطة القطار؟ Excuse me, where's the train station? لو سمحت، أين محطة القطار؟ 500 500 500 500 500. بيتي 500 متر من هنا. My house is 500 meters from here. بيتي 500 متر من هنا. 999 999 999 999 999. اشترينا 999 كرسياً للحدث. We bought 999 chairs for the event. اشترينا 999 كرسياً للحدث. 101 101 101 101 101. نتيجتي 101. My score was 101. نتيجتي 101. 400 400 400 400 كان سمك الكتاب 400 صفحة. The book was 400 pages thick. كان سمك الكتاب 400 صفحة. 900 900 900 900 الملعقة الأثرية عمرها 900 عام. The antique spoon is 900 years old. الملعقة الأثرية عمرها 900 عام. بوصة إنش بوصة بوصة إنش. اشتريت تلفاز 40 بوصة. I just bought a 40-inch television. اشتريت تلفاز 40 بوصة. كيلوغرام 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 الكيلوغرام به 1000 غرام. 1 kilogram is 1000 grams. الكيلوغرام به 1000 غرام. سنتيمتر 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 سنتيمتر. أحتاج إلى مرتبة سمكها 10 سنتيمترات. I need a 10 centimeter thick mattress. أحتاج إلى مرتبة سمكها 10 سنتيمترات. Well done! In this lesson, you've expanded your vocabulary and learned 20 new useful words. Click the link in the description and sign up for free at ArabicPod101.com to get access to a full list of vocabulary you need for daily life conversations. You'll also get example sentences, custom flashcard decks, and more learning resources. See you next time. Salam!
Hi everybody, I'm Perihan from ArabicPod101.com. Do you know how to say I love you in Arabic? In this lesson, you'll learn 3 different ways to say I love you and a special phrase for Valentine's Day. Let's start with the most common phrase. أنا أحبك. أنا أحبك. I love you. This phrase is direct. You should use it only when you're confessing your love. If you want to be less direct, you can use this phrase. أنت تعني الكثير بالنسبة لي. أنت تعني الكثير بالنسبة لي. It means you mean so much to me. Now, if you want to be more romantic in expressing your love for someone, you can use this phrase. لا يمكن للكلمات أن تصف حبي لك. لا يمكن للكلمات أن تصف حبي لك. It means words cannot describe my love for you. Now you know 3 different ways to say I love you in Arabic. And here is one more. What if you want to spend Valentine's Day with someone special? In that case, you can say هل يمكنك أن ترافقني في عيد الحب؟ هل يمكنك أن ترافقني في عيد الحب؟ It means, will you be my Valentine? Let's wrap up this lesson by recapping what we've learned. Listen to the expression and repeat after me. I love you. أنا أحبك. أنا أحبك. You mean so much to me. أنت تعني الكثير بالنسبة لي. أنت تعني الكثير بالنسبة لي. Words cannot describe my love for you. لا يمكن للكلمات أن تصف حبي لك. لا يمكن للكلمات أن تصف حبي لك. Will you be my Valentine? هل يمكنك أن ترافقني في عيد الحب؟ هل يمكنك أن ترافقني في عيد الحب؟ Well done! Here is a fun fact. Do you know what color of clothing Egyptian people wear for Valentine's Day? Egyptians wear red clothes on this day as it is a symbol of love and a way to show how much they love their beloved. When you visit the coffee shops, especially the ones overlooking the Nile, on Valentine's Day, you will be able to spot people wearing red clothes very easily. You just learned 3 different ways to say I love you in Arabic and 1 special phrase for Valentine's Day. Also, don't forget to download your free cheat sheet on how to be a good lover in Egypt, including words for romance, compliments, and pickup lines. Check out the description below and go to ArabicPod101.com now. I'll see you next time. مع السلامة.
Yeah.
Do I also wear a mustache?
No.
Why?
Then you're gonna. Okay, so yeah. So you're like.
Good lover, why? I'm sorry, I usually don't throw flowers at people. Someone come here and does it for me. What? That's exactly what I'm doing.
What you're doing is. I'll see you next time. Something.
That's exactly what I'm doing. Yes! Yeah!
Hi everyone! Do you know how to say I love you in Arabic? In this lesson, you'll learn 3 different ways to say it. Let's start with how to express your feelings to your loved one.
أنا أحبك. أنا أحبك. أنا أحبك.
Or if you want to explain those butterflies in your stomach, you can say
أنا معجب بك. أنا معجب بك. أنا معجب بك.
And when you feel that I love you is not enough, you can say
لا يمكن للكلمات أن تصف حبي لك. لا يمكن للكلمات أن تصف حبي لك. لا يمكن للكلمات أن تصف حبي لك.
You just learned 3 different ways to say I love you in Arabic. And if you're interested in learning more, don't forget to download your free Romance and Love cheat sheet, which includes romantic words, compliments, and pickup lines. Check out the description below and go to ArabicPod101.com now. See you next time!
مرحبا جميعا أنا كارول. Hi everybody, I'm Carol. Welcome to ArabicPod101.com's العربية في 3 دقائق, the fastest, easiest and most fun way to learn Arabic. In the last lesson we learned the digits الأرقام from 1 to 9. Have you forgotten? Here I'll tell you again. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. In Arabic, after digit 9, the digits or al-arqam starting with number 10 become al-a'dad or numbers. And now let's continue from 10. 10 10 11 11 12 12 13 13 14 14 15 15 16 16 17 17 18 18 19 19 and finally we have 20 20 Okay, now repeat after me. I'll say the numbers and give you time to repeat each one. 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 These numbers may seem harder to remember, but you really just have to memorize 11, 12, and 20. As for the rest, you just need to replace the H ending of the digits we learned before with ta followed by the word 10. Let's not stop at 20. Counting to 100 is super easy. Now I'll give you the tens. 30 30 40 40 50 50 60 60 70 70 80 80 90 90 100 100 While you have to memorize a few of these numbers, there are a couple of tricks that will make memorizing them incredibly easy. Notice that 30 is 30 and 40 is 40. So 40 or 40 is simply 4 with a different ending. The final a is replaced with un. 40. For example, 80 is 80. The digit 8, which you learned in the last lesson, is 8. So in this case, the iya was removed and replaced with un. 80. The last thing we learned in this lesson is how to form compound numbers above 20. This is also super easy. Take the tens and simply add before them the digits you learned in the previous lesson with some slight changes. Just remember that above 20, wa or end comes between the two words. Let's try it out. How would you say 56 in Arabic? Let's take it step by step. 50 is 50, and then add the changed 6 and end, or wa, before 50. So in other words, it is 6 and 50. 6, which is sitta, becomes sittatun when you replace the final H with tun. Sittatun wa khamsun. It's done, isn't that easy? Let's make another number. For instance, 98. Take 90, tis'un, and add before it the changed 8. ثمانية. ثمانية وتسعون. After only 2 lessons, you are now able to count to 100 in Arabic. In the next lesson, we are going to put our number knowledge to use. Do you have all the skills you need to go shopping in Arabic-speaking countries? If not, I'll be waiting for you in our next العربية في 3 دقائق lesson. إلى اللقاء في المرة القادمة. مرحبا جميعا، أنا كارول. Hi everybody, I'm Carol. Welcome to ArabicPod101.com's العربية في 3 دقائق, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Arabic. In the last lesson, we learned some words used when apologizing in Arabic, including عذراً and أنا آسف. In this lesson, we are going to learn digits in Arabic. Yes, digits, al-arqam, from 1 to 9, and you are going to learn them in only 3 minutes, 3 دقائق. Are you ready? Let's start. واحد واحد اثنان اثنان ثلاثة ثلاثة أربعة أربعة خمسة خمسة ستة ستة سبعة سبعة ثمانية ثمانية تسعة تسعة. Okay, now repeat after me. I'll say the digits and give you time to repeat each one. واحد اثنان ثلاثة أربعة خمسة ستة سبعة ثمانية تسعة. Great job! What is before واحد? Do you know? It's صفر. صفر. You don't have any more excuses. You can give your friends your cell phone number in Arabic. Let's try together. We use the phrase رقمي هو, which means my number is. رقمي هو. رقمي هو صفر ثلاثة سبعة واحد اثنان أربعة تسعة ستة. Can you read it by yourself? صفر ثلاثة سبعة واحد اثنان أربعة تسعة ستة. Perfect. Do you know the Arabic word for 10? In the next lesson, we are going to learn the numbers from 10 to 100 in Arabic. Your task now is to practice the numbers we studied in this lesson from 0 to 9. إلى اللقاء. أهلاً بكم, أنا كارول. Welcome to ArabicPod101.com's أبجدية made easy. The fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn the Arabic alphabet, the أبجدية. In the previous lesson, we introduced 3 letters that look alike, except for some minor differences. Some were totally different. 2 of them were the first 2 letters of the 8 sounds that don't have English counterparts. Do you remember how to write them? Make sure that you feel confident about the characters from past lessons before you move on. In this lesson, we'll continue by learning 2 more letters that look alike. After that, we'll learn a few more words to add to your notebook. Ready? Let's go! Our first letter is dal. It's just like the English D. Very easy to pronounce and easy to write as well. Here's the isolated form. Dal. It's a single stroke. You start from the top and then form a right angle. And that's it, done. Just like the alif we learned, the initial form of this letter is just like its isolated form, and the medial form is like the final form. Now we'll write it. Dal. The second letter we learn in this lesson looks like the previous letter, dal. It's the dal. Note how it does not dip beneath the line. We'll learn 2 letters in the next lesson that dip beneath the line. That's why you should make sure you differentiate between them. This letter is like the TH sound in the word this. Do you remember that we learned another letter corresponding to the English TH sound? It was tha, and it's pronounced as a silent TH, as in thief. This letter's pronunciation is a voiced sound the, as in this or that. It's pronounced with the tongue between the upper and the lower teeth. It's quite easy to pronounce. Here's how to write the isolated version. ذال. Now let's see how it looks like in its other forms. As you can see, it's just like its lookalike, dal. The initial form is the same as the isolated, and the medial form is the same as the final. If you know how to write dal, then you just need to add a dot to write dal. Handwriting time. Dal. We'll continue learning more letters next time, but for now, let's practice using these letters in some new words. First up is the word jad. It means grandfather. That's the jim we learned in the previous lesson in initial form, connected to the dal we learned in this lesson in its final form. Okay, now try writing it. Jad. Let's start with the jim, then connect it to the dal. Great job! Let's try another word. إذا means if. We learned the alif in the first lesson and the dal in this lesson. Here you can see that little mark from lesson 1 is now at the bottom of alif and has changed the sound to an E. Don't worry too much about it for now. Now let's try writing it by hand. إذا. Now it's time for Carol's tips. Handwriting is kind of like a signature in every language, and no two people's handwriting is the same. It's better to learn the basics and the standard form of the alphabet and get used to it first, then develop your own style. Good luck! That's it for this lesson. In the next lesson, we'll meet our next two letters, which look a lot like the letters from this lesson. Salam! أهلا بكم أنا كارول. Welcome to ArabicPod101.com's Abjadiya Made Easy, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn the Arabic alphabet, the Abjadiya. In the last lesson, we introduced two letters of the first group that look alike, Ra and Zain. If you've been practicing, I'm sure you're doing a great job. This lesson will be a great chance for you to review all the letters we learned so far. Let's practice together. First, we'll review the basic rules. In this series, we've classified the Arabic alphabet into two groups. The first one is the group of the letters with counterparts in English language. The second one is the group of the letters that don't have counterparts in English. That means they will be a bit more challenging to pronounce, but remember, practice makes perfect. Letters of the Arabic alphabet have four ways to connect to the letters before and after them: isolated, initial, medial, and final. However, there are letters that don't follow that rule and only have two forms of connection. They are alif, dal, dhal, ra, zain, waw. Now let's review the letters we've learned so far. In the first lesson, we learned alif and noon. They are the letters you need to form the word ana, meaning the pronoun I. First, we have alif. Here's the isolated form. And here's the final form. Alif only has two forms, as we've already explained before. Now let's review noon. Isolated, initial, medial, and final. That's it for the first lesson. Did you remember that the initial form of alif is the same as the isolated form, and the medial form is the same as the final form? Now let's move on to the next lesson. In the second lesson, we learned ba, ta, and tha. First, we have ba, isolated, initial, medial, final. Then there's ta, isolated, initial, medial, final. Finally, we have tha, isolated, initial, medial, final. That's it for lesson 2. Their shapes look like a boat, remember? Next, let's review lesson 3. In the third lesson, we learned 3 more letters that look alike: jim, ha, and kha. Here's jim, isolated, initial, medial, final. Now let's check ha, isolated, initial, medial, final. Finally, we have kha, isolated, initial, medial, final. That's it for lesson 3. Next, let's review lesson 4. In the fourth lesson, we learned dal and dal. First, we have the dal, isolated and initial, medial and final. Now let's check the dal, isolated and initial, medial and final. That's it for lesson 4. These letters are 2 of the 6 which only have 2 forms. Finally, let's review lesson 5. In the 5th lesson, we learned ra and zain. These 2 letters also have only 2 forms. First, we have ra, isolated initial, medial final. Then there's zain, isolated initial, medial final. And that's the end of our review for the first 5 lessons. Did you remember most of them? Keep practicing and you'll get better in no time. Now we'll continue with some Arabic writing rules. To be able to read Arabic correctly, you also need to master the voweling system of the Arabic language. Voweling signs are marks above or beneath the letter that adds a vowel sound to that letter. However, vowels in the voweling signs are pronounced shorter than the actual vowels. Let's see the 3 basic voweling signs when used with ba. First, here's the fatha. The pronunciation will now be ba. Next, this is a kasra. This is now pronounced as bi. And finally, here's the dhamma. It changes the pronunciation to bu. Now, let's practice writing and pronouncing these basic voweling signs. Akh, brother. Akh, ukht, sister. Ukht, jad, grandfather. جد. أنا I. أنا أنت you. أنت. Voweling is very important because it can change a word's meaning. For example, here are 2 words that have the same letters but are pronounced differently and have different meanings because of the difference in voweling. Har means hot, while حر means free. There are other vowel signs in Arabic, but they aren't as common as the 3 basic signs we learned in this lesson. We'll go back to them in the next review lesson. Now it's time for Carol's tips. The concept of voweling might feel a bit unnatural to non-native speakers. However, Arabic learners need voweling to be able to read correctly, especially when faced with new words. Native speakers don't need voweling because they know the words and how they're pronounced already. Make sure you master the 3 signs we learned in this lesson. They will help you read faster and more correctly. Good luck! That's it for this lesson. I hope this has helped you memorize the letters we've learned so far and get a feel of how the voweling system in Arabic works. You did a great job. In the next Abjadiya Made Easy lesson, we learn 2 more letters of the first group that look alike. See you then. Salam. أهلا بكم أنا كارول. Welcome to ArabicPod101.com's Abjadiya Made Easy, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn the Arabic alphabet, the Abjadiya. In the last lesson, we practiced reading and writing all the letters we've learned so far. We also learned the 3 basic voweling signs in Arabic. From now on, we are going to write the words we learn with voweling, so get ready. Let's go! In this lesson, we'll continue with 2 letters from the first group, meaning that they have English counterparts, which is good news for us. Those are Sin and Shin. Let's start with Sin. Sin sounds just like the English S. It's very easy to pronounce. Let's see how it's written. Here's the isolated version. Sin. Now let's see the rest of the letter forms. Initial, medial, and final. Let's write them. Sin. The next letter we learn is Shin. This one is pronounced just like the English sh in the word shovel. This one is very easy as well. It looks just like the Sin, except that it has 3 dots on top in a triangular formation, like the Tha we learned in lesson 2. Let's write it down in the isolated form. Shin. Now let's see the rest of the forms. Initial, medial, final. Here's how to write them. Shin. Note how Sin and Shin dip underneath the line when they are in the isolated and final forms, just like the Noon we learned in the first lesson of this series. Now let's learn some words using these 2 letters and the letters we learned before. First, we have Sir, meaning secret. Sin is in the initial form with a kasra beneath, connected to Ra in the final form. Here's how to write it. Sir. The next word we have is shariba. It means to drink. Shin is in the initial form with a fatha on top, connected to ra in the final form, with a kasra beneath, then ba in the isolated form. Writing time. Shariba. Now it's time for Carol's tips. Taking note of letters that dip beneath the line and letters that don't can help improve your handwriting. The letters we learned so far that dip beneath the line are ra, zain in all their forms, and noon, sin, shin in their isolated and final forms. Also, it's best to practice on lined paper, not blank paper, for more structured handwriting. Next time, we learn two letters that look alike. However, they are challenging to pronounce. I'll get you through them in the next Abjadiya Made Easy lesson. Take care. Salam.
In this video, you will learn 20 of the most common words and phrases in Arabic. Hi everybody, my name is Nora. Welcome to the 800 Core Arabic Words and Phrases video series. This series will teach you the 800 most common words and phrases in Arabic. But there's a twist. With each new lesson in this series, we will include the previous lessons at the end. So after you've learned the new words and phrases, stick around and review what you learned in previous lessons. Reviewing is one of the most important parts of learning a language. You can also get the full list right now at ArabicPod101.com. Click the link in the description to access more example sentences, create your own flashcard deck, and finally master Arabic. Okay, let's get started. First is marhaban. Hello. Marhaban. مرحبا. Hello. عندما ألتقي بأحد لأول مرة أحب أن أقول مرحبا. When I meet someone for the first time, I like to say hello. عندما ألتقي بأحد لأول مرة أحب أن أقول مرحبا. لو سمحت. Excuse me. لو سمحت. لو سمحت. Excuse me. لو سمحت. هذا الكرسي لي. Excuse me. This is supposed to be my seat. لو سمحت. هذا الكرسي لي. أنا آسف. I'm sorry. أنا آسف. أنا آسف. I'm sorry. أنا آسف ولكني أحتاج إلى وقت إضافي لهذا المشروع. I'm sorry, but I need some additional time for this project. أنا آسف ولكني أحتاج إلى وقت إضافي لهذا المشروع. تصبح على خير. Good night. تصبح على خير. Good night. تصبح على خير يا عمي. Good night, uncle. تصبح على خير يا عمي. تشرفنا. Nice to meet you. تشرفنا. تشرفنا. Nice to meet you. تفضل. تشرفنا. Please come in. It's nice to meet you. تفضل. تشرفنا. كيف حالك؟ How are you? كيف حالك؟ كيف حالك؟ How are you? الحمد لله. كيف حالك؟ I'm doing very well. How are you? الحمد لله. كيف حالك؟ نعم. Yes. نعم. نعم. Yes. نعم إنه لذيذ. Yes, it's tasty. نعم إنه لذيذ. لا. No. لا. لا. No. علامة لا. No sign. علامة لا. شكراً. Thank you. شكراً. شكراً. Thank you. شكراً على الدعوة. Thank you for the invitation. شكراً على الدعوة. أنا. I am. أنا. أنا. I am. أنا آية. I am آية. أنا آية. مع السلامة. Goodbye. مع السلامة. مع السلامة. Goodbye. مع السلامة. أراك غدا. Goodbye. See you tomorrow. مع السلامة. أراك غدا. سيء. bad. سيء. سيء. bad. الأكل سيء. The food is bad. الأكل سيء. جيد. good. جيد. جيد. good. الخضروات جيدة لصحتك. Vegetables are good for you. الخضروات جيدة لصحتك. جميلة. pretty. جميلة. جميلة. pretty. أنت جميلة جدا. You are so pretty. أنت جميلة جدا. بشع. ugly. بشع. 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 ugly. وجه بشع. ugly face. وجه بشع. سهل. easy. سهل. سهل. easy. هذه المشكلة سهلة. This problem is easy. هذه المشكلة سهلة. صعب. difficult. صعب. صعب. difficult. صعب جدا. very difficult. صعب جدا. قريب من. near. قريب من. قريب من. near. سكني قريب من الجامعة. I live near the university. سكني قريب من الجامعة. بعيد. far. بعيد. بعيد. far. المرأة تنظر إلى شيء بعيد. The woman is looking at something far away. المرأة تنظر إلى شيء بعيد. صغير. small. صغير. 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 small. كتكوت صغير. small chick. كتكوت صغير. Well done! In this lesson, you expanded your vocabulary and learned 20 new useful words. Click the link in the description and sign up for free at ArabicPod101.com to get access to the full list of vocabulary you need for daily life conversations. You'll also get example sentences, custom flashcard decks, and more learning resources. See you next time. Salam!
أهلاً بكم. أنا كارول. Welcome to ArabicPod101.com's أبجدية made easy. the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn the Arabic alphabet, the Abjadiyya. In the last lesson, we learned two letters, Alif and Nun. These letters have English counterparts. In this lesson, we'll continue our study of the Arabic alphabet by learning more letters that have English counterparts. Ready to go? Well then, let's get started. In this lesson, we'll learn these three letters. Note how they all look a lot like each other? This will help you memorize them. And because these have English counterparts, we know for sure that they are going to be easy to pronounce. Remember the Noon we learned in the previous lesson? There are two differences between the Noon and the three letters we're learning in this lesson. The first difference is the number and position of the dots. The second difference is that the isolated version of the Noon dips beneath the line like this, while the three letters in this lesson don't. Our first letter of this lesson is Ba, and yeah, it makes a B sound. You can remember this because the dot is below the boat shape. Let's study the different ways to write it together. Now you write it. Ba. As we studied in the previous lesson, there are many forms for every letter in Arabic. The letter Ba has four possible positions: isolated, initial, medial, and final. Let's see the remaining three: initial, medial, final. Now we'll write them. Ba. That's all there is to Ba. Let's move on. The second letter you learn in this lesson is another one that looks like Ba. Ta. As you can see, the only difference is in the position and the number of the dots. The pronunciation is like the English T, except you should release your breath with a strong burst of air. Try it. Ta. Here's how to write the isolated version. Ta. This letter also has four possible positions: isolated, initial, medial, and final. Let's see the remaining three. Okay, let's write them. Ta. Now let's finish up this lesson with the third letter of this group. Our final letter is Tha. That's like the TH in the English word thief. Pretty easy, right? Tha has three dots on top of the boat-like letter, written in a triangle-like shape. Tha carries an extra letter, so we add a third dot. A third dot like 3. Here's how to write the isolated version. Tha. You're almost there. Here are the remaining variations of this letter: initial, medial, and final. Once you practice writing these a few times, they won't seem so difficult. Tha. Well done! I think you're ready to learn a new word. Can you read this? It's pronounced ab. This is the word for father in Arabic. The first letter is an isolated alif. We learned that in the previous lesson. Then there's an isolated ba. Pretty easy, huh? Now let's practice writing it. ab. Now it's time for Carol's tips. Here's a useful reminder for memorizing the characters we've learned in this lesson. For the letter ba, the dot is below the line, and for the letters ta and tha, the dots are at the top. Be sure to add ana and ab to your notebook. We'll be learning new words in each lesson, and by the end of the series, you will have a very useful collection of words that you wrote yourself. In this lesson, we met 3 letters that look alike. In the next lesson, we'll see 3 more letters that look alike. See you in the next Abjadiya Made Easy lesson. Salam! أهلا بكم أنا كارول. Welcome to ArabicPod101.com's Abjadiya Made Easy, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn the Arabic alphabet, the Abjadiya. In the first 2 lessons, we covered the 5 letters alif, nun, ba, ta, and tha in the Arabic alphabet. Now we're going to take a look at some Arabic letters that are slightly more difficult to pronounce. I'll try to explain them in a simple way. Ready to go? Let's get started. In this lesson, we'll learn how to read and write 3 letters that look alike. Writing them should be easy, but pronouncing them is the most challenging part. Our first letter is jim. This one is easy to pronounce. It's somewhere between a G and a J, depending on the accent. For example, Standard Arabic, Syrian, or Egyptian. In Standard Arabic and Syrian Arabic, it should sound like the J in the word jam, while in Egyptian Arabic, it sounds like the G in the word game. They're both quite easy to pronounce, though. Now let's handwrite the isolated form. Jim. Here are the initial, medial, and final versions of jim. Now we'll write them. Jim. The second letter we learn in this lesson is ha. As you can see, it looks like the jim, but without the dot in the hook. But of course, it doesn't sound like it. Ha is the first letter of the second group, meaning that it has no counterpart in English. It sounds like the sound you make when trying to cool your mouth and throat after eating something very spicy. The closest English counterpart to the sound is H. The only difference is that it comes from a point deeper down in your throat, just like this. Try it yourself. Here's how to write the isolated version. Ha. Here are the initial, medial, and final versions of ha. Now we'll write them. Ha. The last letter we learn here is the kha. This letter, like the ha, has no English counterpart. Kha is a sound some people make when they laugh. It's also similar to the sound people make when they snore. According to phonetic charts, ha is pronounced in a deeper part of the throat than kha. Listen and repeat. Kha. Kha. Both kha and ha have no English counterparts. They're a bit tricky to pronounce, so let's practice these 2 letters in some words. First, a word which has kha is khad. Khad means cheek in English. And one that has ha is had. Had means limit. Can you hear the difference between khad and had? It might take some time before you can hear the differences clearly, so don't worry about it too much. Here's how to write the isolated version. Kha. Like its two friends, it has three other forms: initial, medial, and final. Now we'll write them. Kha. Let's learn a word using some of these letters. Taj. Repeat after me. Taj. Taj means crown. That's ta in the initial form, alif in the final form, and jim in the isolated form, disconnected from the alif before it, because as we learned in the first lesson, the alif connects differently. Now let's try writing it. Taj. First, write the ta. The boat connected to the alif, the two dots, then the jim in the isolated form. Nice work! Now it's time for Carol's tips. You may feel that Arabic cursive is difficult and has a lot of rules. It might feel foreign at first, but you'll get used to it if you start reading written Arabic frequently. Practice writing some words from the letters we've learned so far. Try the following. Najaha, meaning to succeed. Jan, meaning side. Hajj, meaning pilgrimage. Good job! Well, that's all for this lesson. We'll continue next time with a few more letters that look alike. Don't worry, next lesson's letters are very easy to pronounce. I'll see you in the next Abjadiya Made Easy lesson. Salam! مرحبا أنا كارول. Hi everybody, I'm Carol. Welcome to ArabicPod101.com's العربية في 3 دقائق, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Arabic. In the last lesson, we learned the phrases هل تتكلم الإنجليزية? Do you speak English? And هل بإمكانك التكلم بالإنجليزية? Could you speak English? And we mentioned the word من فضلك, which means please in Arabic. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to use al-ma'dhira or afwan and ana asif and other words when apologizing in Arabic. We should use al-ma'dhira or afwan when we want to say excuse me, such as when we are ordering something in a bar or a restaurant. For example, al-ma'dhira qahwa min fadlika or afwan qahwa min fadlika. Excuse me, a coffee please. We can also use it when asking a question. المعذرة أين المحطة? Or عفواً أين المحطة? Excuse me, where is the station? Sometimes we also hear people say من فضلك or please to draw somebody's attention. من فضلك. If the person is a woman, we replace the ending with ki, so it becomes من فضلك. In case you want to use excuse me to apologize instead of asking something, you should say عذراً. It can be used if you accidentally bump into someone on the street. عذراً. Just like عذراً, we can use أنا آسف when apologizing. It literally means I'm sorry or pardon me. As we learned in the last lesson, أنا means I. So the adjective that follows should be modified according to the gender. So if you're a woman, you should say أنا آسفة instead of أنا آسف. All of these phrases can be used for either excuse me or I'm sorry. But if you really want to apologize for something, it might be better to use a different phrase. That phrase is the verb سامحني. سامحني. It can be translated as forgive me in English. It is a bit stronger, but it can be used in both formal and informal situations. Again, since سامحني means that you are asking for the other person's forgiveness, it should be changed according to the gender. So it becomes سامحيني if the other person is a female. سامحيني. Now it's time for Carol's tips. Please remember that in most of the Arab countries, if you accidentally bump into someone, you don't say forgive me, سامحني, which is for a more serious annoyance. Instead, we say عذراً or أنا آسف, excuse me or I am sorry. Are you able to count in Arabic? In the next lesson, we will learn the digits in Arabic from 1 to 9. I'll be waiting for you in our next العربية في 3 دقائق lesson. إلى اللقاء في المرة القادمة.
Hi everyone, I'm Perihan and today we're going to have the top 25 Arabic phrases. So let's begin. Assalamu alaikum. Hello. Assalamu alaikum. Hello. So this is the most basic greeting we have in Arabic. So if you enter anywhere, please say Assalamu alaikum. Sabah al khair. Good morning. Sabah al khair. Good morning. And this is so easy. When you see someone in the morning, just tell them Sabah al khair. It sounds cool. Masa al khair. Good afternoon. Masa al khair. That is good afternoon. تصبح على خير. Good night. تصبح على خير. That is good night. When someone goes to bed, you simply tell them تصبح على خير. Good night. ما اسمك? What's your name? السلام عليكم. ما اسمك? Hello, what's your name? أنا بريهان. I am Perihan. So in reply, the other person says أنا and then their name. أنا means I am and then they put their name. So ما اسمك? What's your name? أنا بريهان. I am Perihan. تشرفنا. Nice to meet you. تشرفنا. Nice to meet you. So now you have a whole conversation. ما اسمك? أنا بريهان. تشرفنا. What's your name? I am Perihan. Nice to meet you. كيف حالك? How are you? كيف حالك? How are you? How are you doing? السلام عليكم. كيف حالك? Hello. How are you doing? أنا بخير. شكرا. ماذا عنك? I'm fine. Thanks. And you? And this is the reply to السلام عليكم. كيف حالك? That is hello. How are you? And you say أنا بخير. شكرا. ماذا عنك? I'm fine. Thank you. How about you? من فضلك. Please. من فضلك. That means please. So you can say اجلس من فضلك, which means please sit down. شكرا. Thank you. شكرا, which means thank you. شكرا على الهدية. Thank you for the present. عفوا. You're welcome. عفوا. You're welcome. So from the beginning, شكرا على الهدية. Thank you for the present. And you reply, عفوا. You're welcome. نعم. Yes. نعم, which means yes. So for example, you can say, هل تريد قهوة? Do you want coffee? And you reply with نعم. Yes. And you can also add من فضلك. من فضلك, please. لا. No. The opposite of it, لا. لا, which means no. So one more. هل تريد قهوة? Do you want coffee? No. لا. And you can say شكرا. Thank you. حسنا. Okay. حسنا. Okay. فلنذهب إلى الحديقة. Let's go to the park. And you say حسنا. حسناً, okay. عذراً, excuse me. عذراً, which means excuse me. So for example, you can say عذراً علي الذهاب. عذراً علي الذهاب, which means excuse me, I have to go. أنا آسف, I am sorry. أنا آسف, which means I'm sorry. For example, you can say أنا آسف على التأخير. I'm sorry I am late. كم الساعة? What time is it? كم الساعة, which means what time is it? You can ask someone كم الساعة? كم الساعة الآن? Which means what time is it now? And you can say it's 1:30. إنها الواحدة والنصف. إنها الواحدة والنصف. أين المرحاض? Where is the restroom? أين المرحاض? Where is the restroom? So you can say عذراً أين المرحاض? Excuse me, where is the restroom? انتظر لحظة. Wait a moment. عذراً انتظر لحظة, which means excuse me, wait a moment. بكم هذا? How much is this? بكم هذا الفستان? How much is this dress? الحساب لو سمحت. Could I get the check, please? So for example, if you're in a restaurant, you can do this simple hand sign, which is like this, and you say الحساب لو سمحت. الحساب لو سمحت. Could I have the check, please? النجدة. Help. النجدة, which means help. So for example, you can say لقد سرقت حقيبتي. My bag was stolen. النجدة. Help. أراك لاحقاً. See you later. أراك لاحقاً, which means see you later. So when you say goodbye to your friend, you tell him أراك لاحقاً. And if you're saying goodbye to a group of friends, you say أراكم لاحقاً. أراكم لاحقاً. مع السلامة. Goodbye. مع السلامة, which means goodbye. أنا ذاهب إلى المنزل. مع السلامة. I'm going home. Goodbye. And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and please subscribe and comment below about your favorite Arabic phrase. Goodbye. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Okay.
Welcome to ArabicPod101.com's العربية في 3 دقائق, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Arabic. مرحباً, أنا كارول, سررت بلقائك. Hi, I'm Carol, nice to meet you. In this series, العربية في 3 دقائق, we're going to learn basic Arabic expressions. It's super easy and it takes only 3 minutes. In this lesson, you're going to learn how to introduce yourself in Arabic. There are a few other ways to say it depending on how formal you want to be. Let's first look at an informal way to introduce yourself in Arabic. مرحباً, أنا كارول, سررت بلقائك. Hi, I'm Carol. It's a pleasure to meet you. مرحباً, أنا كارول, سررت بلقائك. Now you try it. Start by saying مرحباً, which is the equivalent of hi. Then say أنا, literally I am, followed by your name. أنا كارول is I am Carol. Finally, say nice to meet you. If you're talking to a man, you say سررت بلقائك. If you are talking to a woman, say سررت بلقائك. This phrase means pleasure to meet you. In the English phrase pleasure to meet you, you is a neutral word. You can use it for both men and women. But in Arabic, the word you needs a gender. When you change the last letter in لقائك, a, to an e sound, لقائك, you are actually changing the word you from the male to the female version. Please be careful to use the correct version. Now let's see another way of introducing yourself. In this version, you will say, Hi, my name is Carol instead of Hi, I am Carol. And we will learn another way of saying nice to meet you. مرحبا, اسمي كارول. تشرفت بمعرفتك. Hi, my name is Carol. I am honored to meet you. مرحبا, اسمي كارول. تشرفت بمعرفتك. What has changed from the previous introduction? Let's take a close look at these together. First, مرحبا, أنا كارول has changed to مرحبا اسمي كارول. So instead of saying hi, I am Carol, we are speaking in a more formal way by saying hi, my name is Carol. Next, after giving your name, instead of saying سررت بلقائك, you say تشرفت بمعرفتك, or I am honored to meet you, which is a bit more formal. Again, we should not forget to change the ending of the word depending on the gender of the person you're speaking to. It would be تشرفت بمعرفتك for a man and تشرفت بمعرفتك in case of a woman. One more time, here are the 4 ways you learn to introduce yourself in Arabic. Informally, مرحبا أنا كارول سررت بلقائك if you are speaking to a man, and مرحبا أنا كارول سررت بلقائك if you are speaking to a woman. The formal way to introduce yourself is مرحبا اسمي كارول تشرفت بمعرفتك if the person you're talking to is a man, and مرحبا اسمي كارول تشرفت بمعرفتك if that person is a woman. Now it's time for Carol's tips. When you introduce yourself in the Middle East or Northern African countries, it's polite to offer your right hand for a handshake or give 3 kisses on the cheeks, although the rules vary depending on where you are. Arab people place great value on politeness. So, for example, it is considered rude to enter a room or a place without greeting everyone. If you use the right sentence to introduce yourself, they'll definitely be impressed. Do you know how to say thank you in Arabic? You will learn how to say this and many other words in the next lesson. نراكم في المرة القادمة. See you next time. أهلاً بكم أنا كارول. Welcome to ArabicPod101.com's Abjadiyya Made Easy, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn the Arabic alphabet, the Abjadiyya. Over the next 20 lessons, you'll learn everything there is to know about the reading and writing of the Arabic language. By the end, you'll be ready to dive into the world of Arabic literature, make your way through Arabian cities, and really accelerate your Arabic study. Ready to start? Then let's go. The Arabic alphabet contains 28 letters and their variations. Seeing them laid out like this might seem intimidating, but the trick is to take it step by step, letter by letter. Don't worry about how hard it looks now, just stick with me and in a few short lessons you'll see how easy it actually is. I have some really good news for you. Arabic is largely phonetic. This means words are pronounced exactly like they're written. Also, most Arabic sounds have counterparts in English. We'll use this similarity to English to tackle the Arabic writing system. Let's separate the letters into 2 types. The first type are the Arabic letters that have English counterparts, and the second type are those that don't. In this lesson, we learn 2 letters needed to write the pronoun I in Arabic. Both of them belong to the first type, so expect them to be really easy to pronounce. Ready? Let's begin. We'll start with Alif. So what sound does this letter make? That's easy. It's just like its English counterpart A in the word apple. Alif is very easy to write. It's basically a vertical stick. Now it's time to take out your pens and pencils. We're going to practice writing. Find some paper and follow along. We'll practice writing them so you can get used to the shapes. Okay, here we go. Alif. Nice. Time for the next letter? Not quite. You just saw the isolated version of Alif. However, Arabic is a cursive language. That means every letter in a word connects to the letter before or after it. So every time I introduce a new letter in this series, I'll also show you how it's written in all its possible positions. Let's get to know the different possible positions for a letter in Arabic. It's always one of 4: isolated, initial, medial, or final. Let's look at each of them. Isolated means that the letter has no letters before it or after it. It's the standard form we learned just a few minutes ago. Initial means that the letter lies in the beginning of a word, so it's connected to the letter after it, but has no letters before it. Are you confused because the initial position connects to the letter to the left of it? That's because Arabic is written from right to left. Medial means that the letter is connected from back and front to other letters. And final means that the letter is the last letter in a word, so it's only connected to the letter before it. With the exception of 6 letters, we must learn the 4 possible forms for all the letters in the Arabic alphabet. Those 6 exception letters don't have a distinct medial form and are instead written with their final form without being connected to the next letter. Their initial form is the same as the isolated form. By the way, the letter we learned today happens to be one of those exceptions. That means we only have to learn 2 forms, isolated and final. You already learned the isolated version, so you just need to learn the final version. Let's write it. Alif. Now we will learn the final letter needed to write the word I in Arabic. That's noon. The noon is pronounced just like the English N. Pretty easy, right? It basically looks like a semicircle with a dot on top. Remember that this is the isolated form. Let's write it. Noon. You got lucky with your first letter, but noon requires that you learn all 4 forms. Let's get them all out of the way at once. So we have the initial form for when noon appears at the beginning of a word, the medial form for when it appears in the middle of a word, and the final form for when it's at the end. Now try to write all 3. Noon. Great, you've already learned 2 letters of the Arabic alphabet. I think you're ready to learn your first Arabic word. The word you learned to write today is ana. This word means I. The first alif is isolated because it's at the beginning of the word. The second and the third letters, noon and alif, are connected. You may have noticed that the alif at the beginning has a little mark on the top. When alif is at the beginning of the word, we add this mark to it, but it's still the alif sound. There's an exception to this rule, but you can read about it in the lesson notes, and we'll talk more about this mark in a later lesson, so don't worry too much. Now try to write it yourself. Ana. Now it's time for Carol's tips. By now you must be overwhelmed by all the different variations and exceptions. And you also might be worried about that weird mark in the word you learned today. Don't worry, you don't need to understand everything 100% by the end of this lesson. I'll present the new concepts slowly over the rest of these lessons, and you'll soon find that Arabic writing isn't all that scary. Have you ever heard the Arabic word ab? In the next Abjadiya Made Easy lesson, you'll learn what it means, and most of all, how to write it. See you there, salam. مرحباً أنا كارول. Hi, I'm Carol. Welcome back to ArabicPod101.com's العربية في 3 دقائق, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Arabic. In the last lesson, we learned how to thank people by saying shukran and shukran jazilan. In this lesson, we learned some of the most common greetings used in Arabic-speaking countries. هل أنتم جاهزون? Are you ready? فلنبدأ, then let's start. The most common greeting is marhaban or hi. Marhaban. This is a general way to greet people when you see them. A more cultural greeting is assalamu alaikum. This means peace be with you and is generally used only by Muslims. We say it when we meet someone and also when we leave. Assalamu alaikum. Someone could respond to assalamu alaikum with marhaban or hi, but it is more polite to respond to such greetings in the corresponding way. Since Assalamu alaikum means peace be with you, when greeted in that way, we should answer back with Wa alaikum assalam, which literally means peace be with you too. Wa alaikum assalam. Whether you use marhaban, hi, or assalamu alaikum, it is also polite to ask the person how they are. Kaifa haluka? How are you? Kaifa haluka? Don't forget that in Arabic, the word you needs to have a gender. So, kaifa haluka is good if you are talking to a man, but if you are talking to a woman, you should ask kaifa haluki? Kaifa haluki? When it's time to leave, you can say wada'an or goodbye. Wada'an. The other person can reply ma'a salama, which means be safe. Ma'a salama. Let's review the phrases you've learned in this lesson. Marhaban is hi. Assalamu alaikum is peace be with you. The response is wa alaikum assalam. Kaifa haluka or kaifa haluki is how are you. Wada'an is goodbye. And ma'a salama is be safe. Now it's time for Carol's tips. If you're leaving and you want to show the person that you would like to see them again, you can use ila liqa, meaning see you, or ila liqa'i qariban, see you soon. Ila liqa'i qariban. Now you know lots of ways to greet people in Arabic. During the next lesson, we learn the meaning of the phrase هل تتكلموا الإنجليزية? Do you already know it? I'll be waiting to talk about it with you in the next العربية في 3 دقائق lesson. إلى اللقاء قريباً. مرحباً جميعاً, أنا كارول. Hi everybody, I'm Carol. Welcome to ArabicPod101.com's العربية في 3 دقائق, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Arabic. In the last lesson, we learned the most common forms of greetings in Arabic. Do you remember them? We introduced marhaban and assalamu alaikum, as well as shukran and ila liqa. In this lesson, we're going to learn a very useful phrase. Do you speak English? If you find yourself in a situation where you need assistance in English, this phrase can be a lifesaver. And because you're asking it in Arabic, you can be sure that everyone will understand what you're saying, even if their answer is no. Are you ready? Then let's start. Here's the basic way to ask if someone speaks English. هل تتكلموا الإنجليزية? If you are talking to a male. And هل تتكلمين الإنجليزية? If you are talking to a female. هل تتكلم الإنجليزية؟ هل تتكلمين الإنجليزية؟ هل means do. You and speak are merged in the same word تتكلم for males and تتكلمين for females. إنجليزية means English. This is an indirect way of asking someone to speak to you in English. There are many ways of making it clear that you're asking the person to speak English to you. For example, هل بإمكانك التكلم بالإنجليزية? Means, could you speak English? هل بإمكانك means, could you? Are you able to? Or, is it possible to? And is referring to the ability of the person to speak English. Again, if you're talking to a female, you should change the last accent of ka to ki. So the question becomes, هل بإمكانك التكلم بالإنجليزية? التكلم means speaking, and بالإنجليزية is in English. To be more formal, we could add the word please to the request to make it هل بإمكانك التكلم بالإنجليزية من فضلك? In this case, the question cannot mean the person's ability to speak English anymore, because you are obviously asking them to speak English to you. Since in Arabic, the word please literally means from your favor, It should also be changed according to the person's gender. So, in case of a female, we should also change the ka ending of please in min fadlika to min fadliki. The question becomes: هل بإمكانك التكلم بالإنجليزية من فضلك? The responses you will receive could be one of these three. نعم, yes. نعم. قليلاً, a little. قليلاً. There are a few ways of saying no in Arabic: لا or كلا. No, I don't speak English is لا أنا لا أتكلم الإنجليزية. لا أنا لا أتكلم الإنجليزية. It is exactly the same structure as in English. لا is no, أنا is I, لا means don't. أتكلم is I speak, and الإنجليزية is English. Since this last one is a negative statement, we need to say لا before the verb أتكلم or speak. لا literally means no, but when placed before a verb, it negates this verb, becoming don't or doesn't. Notice also that the verb أتكلم is slightly different than تتكلم, which we learned before. Remember, the verb changes depending on the pronoun used. We are now talking about أنا, Arabic for I. Thus, I do not speak is أنا لا أتكلم. Now it's time for Carol's tips. For those of you who are not native English speakers, you can obviously use this question with any language you need. Arab people study other languages at school, depending on the country they live in, so maybe you'll get lucky. Just substitute الإنجليزية with الفرنسية for French, الإيطالية for Italian, الإسبانية for Spanish, or الألمانية for German. In this lesson, you learned how to ask if someone can speak English. In the next lesson, we'll learn how to say excuse me and other ways to apologize in Arabic. I'll see you in the next العربية في 3 دقائق lesson. إلى اللقاء. مرحباً, أنا كارول. Hi, I'm Carol. Welcome to ArabicPod101.com's العربية في 3 دقائق, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Arabic. In the last lesson, we learned how to introduce ourselves in Arabic. Today, we're going to learn how to use good manners as we thank people. هل أنتم جاهزون? Are you ready? فلنبدأ. Then let's start. There are several ways to thank someone. Let's start with the most common phrase, شكراً. Shukran. Shukran means thank you. To say thank you very much, you just need to add jazilan. Shukran jazilan. Shukran jazilan. Shukran is a formal way of saying thank you. If you want to thank someone more casually, say mutashakkir if you're a man and mutashakkira if you're a woman. Mutashakkir, mutashakkira. This phrase means I am grateful or I am thankful. When someone thanks you, how should you answer? There's no set response like you're welcome in English, but there are a few things you can say. The first is بكل سرور. This means with pleasure. بكل سرور. Another phrase you can say is تحت أمرك, which literally means at your service or at your disposal. If you're talking to a woman, you should say تحت أمرك. تحت أمرك. تحت أمرك. It is often used as a funny way of responding to someone thanking you. There are so many ways of saying you're welcome in Arabic. Another one is لا شكر على واجب, which means don't thank me, it's my duty. لا شكر على واجب. Now it's time for Carol's tips. Shukran can mean thank you or thanks. Arabic language is very emotional, and relations between Arab people are very personal. So what if you want to use an expression that sounds more friendly? In that case, you can use Allah يخليك. This is a nice way to thank someone. That means, may God protect you. Do you know what إلى اللقاء means? In our next lesson, you learn this and more greetings in Arabic. إلى اللقاء في المرة القادمة.
Want to speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description.